Todd, dozens of people are here outside the gates of Fort Hood holding a protest in honor of Specialist Vanessa Guillen. Support continues to flood across the world in support for the Guillen family. Vanessa Guillen was last seen on Fort Hood on April 22nd, where she disappeared. Investigators believe two suspects dismembered Guillen's body after she was bludgeoned to death on April 22nd. Today, the Guillen family made their way to...
Then don't recruit soldiers! Because my sister did not have to go to war! Did not have to go in combat! To die! Someone killed her!
We're told following this morning's memorial, the family's priest used holy water to bless the armory room where Vanessa was killed in April. Protesters here are calling for justice for all soldiers. President Trump plans to meet with the Guillen family on July 29th prior to the I Am Vanessa Guillen bill being released. The family will introduce the bill to protect soldiers to make sure what happened to Vanessa doesn't happen again. Now, coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear more from the Guillen family. Reporting live from Fort Hood, Olivia LEVADA, 25 News.
Olivia, thank you. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Matt Hines for a first look at the weather. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Todd, we are looking at a few more clouds, especially down toward the Brazos Valley, even a couple of showers and thunderstorms across southeast Texas today. But it doesn't look like much falling there across Brazos County as of right now, as things are pretty much mostly sunny and it is hot, especially when you factor in that humidity on this Friday evening. High temperatures today, 97 Waco, 99s for Temple and Killeen, so staying below 100 in Bell County. And as we check out down toward Bryan College Station, 98, but up the road in Hearn, you were at 100 degrees. And current temperatures into the mid to upper 90s. Notice the lack of 100s on the map right now. So it's coming down just a touch, and that will continue on into the weekend. But then you factor in the humidity. There you go. There's some triple digits for you. It feels like 100 to 105 across the eastern half of central Texas. A little drier out to the west. And as we check out your hour-by-hour forecast, temperatures will be falling from the 90s into the 80s this evening. So once the sun sets, it won't feel too bad out there. It will be a warm night, though. And then we have a hot weekend in store and maybe a couple of changes next week. I'll have that forecast coming up.
Matt, thank you. They are finally here. Waco, the latest city to jump on the scooter bandwagon. Next, we'll show you where you can find your new set of wheels. You can't miss them in downtown. Blue Duck scooters are finally here in Waco. 25 News reporter Abby Loring tells us everything you need to know, including how to ride safely during COVID-19.
Starting today, Wacoans can ride around town in style. Approximately 50 Blue Duck scooters were placed around town as a part of the soft launch to introduce them to the Waco community. Over the past few years, Waco has grown tremendously thanks to tourism, Baylor University, and incoming industries. In March, Blue Duck scooters and the city of Waco began looking into implementing additional means of transportation for visitors and locals.
Especially during COVID, as you see people kind of shy away from mass public transit and ride sharing, they don't want to, be in those types of environments. So being able to get on a scooter or a bike that's been appropriately sanitized is definitely a safer and healthier way to move around.
The number one thing on everyone's mind lately is safety. Blue Duck Scooters has a team on the ground here in Waco whose job is to keep up with the maintenance, monitor improperly parked scooters, and sanitize and disinfect the scooters daily.
So there's a minimum of 2 times a day that they're sanitizing, and we're using CDC recommended cleaning solutions to do that. And then our team in the field is also wearing gloves, masks, goggles. So they're taking extra precautions to make sure all the scooters are safe and clean.
In some downtown areas, scooters can be an eyesore if they're not properly put away. Blue Duck Scooter says that in addition to having a team looking for improperly placed scooters, by having individuals rent through their app, they're able to make sure each scooter is accounted for.
You can't actually end your ride if you're in a prohibited area. So that majorly encourages riders to return the scooter to the appropriate parking area. And then the scooter itself, there's a customer service number there, and then you can also report within the app
If you would like to use a scooter, you'll first have to download the Blue Duck app and create an account. On the app, it will have the locations of the nearest scooters and also a map with all the riding zones and also prohibited areas. More scooters could be coming soon. Megan did tell me for the first week only, individuals can ride for 50% off. In Waco, I'm Abby Loring, 25 News.
As you heard there are some limits here. So service areas for the scooters are limited to downtown, uptown, East Waco, and the zoo. But areas like Baylor and the Sol Ross Skate Park are no riding zones. The Visitor Center is back open at Texas A&M University, and this time it's coming with a brand new look to help visitors during the pandemic. Visitors can expect to see new specs like a selfie wall and a facelift to the enlarged theater room for large groups. The lobby has been improved with better overhead lighting too.
The final facility enables more space for our groups. It is brightly lit. It has interactive displays. It has a new Instagram wall that captures some of the traditions of Aggieland. We want visitors to come in and have an unmistakable experience with Texas A&M that gets them excited about becoming lifetime members of the Aggie Network.
In addition, there are some new rules in place to avoid health risks for those that decide to stop by. Let's check in again with Chief Meteorologist Matt Hines. Matt, I know we got up to the high 90s today, but no 100.
No 100 officially, so we're still stuck at 6 days officially. There have been other places that have seen that, but officially at that 6 day, but it's still hot out there and humid, which makes it feel like it's over 100. So today's word, another way to say hot, well, we're heated out there. It's a heated discussion about our heat this summer here across Central Texas. We'll continue to go through this as the heat rolls on here across the area. And as we check out what we're tracking right now, it looks like the hot weekend is on the way. Temperature is going to be in the mid 90s on Saturday, mid to upper 90s Sunday. So yes, it's double-digit highs, but it'll feel like the triple digits, especially along and east of I-35, where the highest humidity will be. So get ready for that. As we check out our First Alert 25 radar, there's not much happening here across the area as expected. There have been some isolated thunderstorms, though, not too far away. And it looks like you may be getting a sprinkle right now on the east side of Bryan. That is about it, folks, and that's all we can see. There's some heavier showers here near Brenham. Those continue to work their way back toward the west and not into the Brazos Valley. And as we check out our Extraco Eagle Eye Inkling, you can see a few more of those puffy cumulus clouds, so we're not seeing our heat dome quite as strong as it has been the past couple of days. Temperature 98, feeling like 102 there in Bell County, 35% humidity, and winds about 10 to 20 miles per hour today, so there is a bit of a breeze blowing that hot air around. And for tonight, temperatures will be falling into the middle 70s for the most part, maybe a few low 70s as well, so the air mass drying out just a touch. And then as we make our way into tomorrow, looks like those highs will be into the 90s area wide, so a little bit lower than what we've seen over the past couple of days. Then I want to take you out in your future track here as we make our way into next week. Maybe a couple of isolated showers and storms here as we head into Monday and early Tuesday. But then thereafter, I want to concentrate on the end of next week. There could be an area of disturbed weather. It's way too early to tell if it'll become anything tropical or anything like that, but it is going to be a batch of moisture down here in the Gulf of Mexico. That's by Thursday. Then as we go into Friday and Saturday, some of that moisture may sneak into Texas. Now, does it go into South Texas? Does it move more our way? There's still a lot of debate out on that, but it does appear that we will at least have a chance for a few showers and thunderstorms as we head into next week. So let's check out our First Alert 10-day forecast showing temperatures into the 90s over the weekend. Going into next week, 97 looks like a pretty popular number. Lows at night into the 70s. And again, keep your fingers crossed, maybe a couple of thunderstorms as we head into late next week.
All right, Matt, thank you. Two major airlines join forces to stay operating. We'll tell you how you can take advantage of a brand new partnership. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg says her cancer is back, but she has no plans to retire. She said today she'll stay on the court as long as she can. Ginsburg says she's been getting chemotherapy since May, which has been going pretty well. She'll keep getting chemo every 2 weeks now. This is the fourth time in the past 2 decades that she has been treated for cancer. American Airlines and JetBlue are joining forces to help deal with the dip in air travel because of coronavirus. Under their new partnership, the airlines can now sell seats on one another's flights and share frequent flyer benefits. American is the world's largest airline. Some call it a bizarre discovery. Coming up, scientists say it could be the answer to saving you money on a plumber. We'll explain. A suspicion scientists have had for more than 100 years finally confirmed. Yes, metal-eating bacteria does exist. Researchers at Caltech University found them by accident during an unrelated experiment recently. They say the bacteria get their energy from eating metal, leaving behind oxidized manganese. The compound often clogs water systems. Scientists hope with this new discovery it will lead to solutions for cleaner drinking water. More restaurants are starting to use robots. White Castle recently announced they'll be testing out a burger flipping robot in some of their kitchens. The National Restaurant Association surveyed restaurant operators, and the vast majority say they now recognize the importance of technology in beating the competition.
Doesn't mean that, 10 years from now, robots are going to be serving food across the country. It just means for certain operators in certain segments under certain conditions, it is an entirely logical decision scenario.
Now, White Castle actually made plans for the robot before the pandemic began, but they believe the new tech can free up workers to make sure restaurants and the food supply are a little bit cleaner. Up next, things are getting a bit messy in some Texas courts. As the workload continues to pile up, judges and lawyers are still waiting to get inside the courtrooms. We'll explain. Here's a look back at our top stories this half hour. The coronavirus is proving costlier every single day. As people grapple with the possibility of another shutdown, some are struggling to stay afloat after losing a job or racking up big medical bills. We crunched the numbers to see exactly what medical